I'll say what I said, in the locker room that we have an opportunity, every game to get a little bit better than we were the game before, and this is the second game that we played, and I thought we were better today than we were last Sunday, and we've got 3 players that we know are really, really good, and when those guys are good, then we're really good. And I don't know that you could play better than Fisa and Crystal did today. And then when we get great contributions, Lou's going to do her part, and Megan, same thing. Kristen, we've got 5 starters that all of them, in their own time, are going to be able to help us win games. And today was an example in one of those days.
Questions? We do have Mike.
Geno, where's Crystal taking the biggest step this year? I mean, she looked really under control out there today, making a lot of great decisions. Where's she made the biggest jump?
I think just feeling confident, feeling assertive. She made a couple, it's like a quarterback, They have to play a lot before they realize that they can call their own plays. I thought she made a couple calls today that were really right on the money at the perfect time to get us the perfect shot, and without being told. So I think her awareness of her teammates and what we need at that particular time, I think has really, really shown itself these first couple games, and she's terrific. I mean, I have an awful lot of confidence in her.
Geno, what are you seeing from your bench? Is there a player or two in that group who maybe a month or two from now you think will be giving you some nice contributions?
For me, thinking ahead, and trying to project the next couple months out, we need Olivia to get really good. So the more minutes that she spends on the court, the more things that she gets herself involved in, the better we're going to be down the road. She gives us a dimension that obviously we don't have. I want to put her out there as often as possible. I want her to experience as many things as possible, because I think she is the key to our bench. We could go on the bench and say, well, we need another guard, we need a forward, but she's the only one that's 6'5" and can do what she does. So we need to get her on board, and we need to get her feeling really comfortable out there. I thought, the exhibition game and today, certainly great places to start, and hopefully, these next 3 games she can really get a lot done.
Geno, we've talked about how rebounding will be an issue, could be an issue, I should say. Is there any reason why Nafisa, with the way she goes after the ball, the way she can be aggressive, not average 11, 12 rebounds or average a double-double?
No, I keep thinking every night Fisa's going to get a double-double. Because if every post player, if every player worked as hard as Fisa out on the floor, they would be a lot better than they are. There's very, very few players in America that have Fisa's motor. She just goes, and she goes after every rebound. She's constantly trying to get involved in every play. There isn't a time where she just runs down the floor and says, "I need some time off." She was great today. I mean, she was really, really, really good today. And I love the fact that when she rebounds it, she's looking to push it up the floor. That's another weapon that we would have that Obviously, she's going to be a little bit quicker than most big guys she plays against. So I want her to take advantage of all that anytime she wants. I don't know what she had today. What she have today? 16 and 15. 15. Pretty damn good, huh? 16 rebounds. It's pretty good. I don't think the rest of the team had 16 combined. Maybe they did. Barely.
Any other questions for Coach? Done.
You know, you said before the season you were concerned about the defense. I know these may not have been the toughest teams to guard beginning of the season off, but where do you think you guys stand defensively after the first couple of games?
I think we're a little bit better than we were last Sunday. You know, when you have two players in the lineup for the first time, and you have three players that have played a lot of basketball, sometimes things get lost in translation, you know? So as we incorporate those three with the other two starters, I think we're gonna keep getting better defensively. But you know, we can't be as aggressive as I like us to be because of our depth. So we can't afford to foul. You know, Olivia comes in and gets a couple quick fouls. That can't happen for us. So yeah, we have a chance to be a good defensive team. I don't know if we can ever be a great defensive team, but I don't know that we can ever be great. But if we get to be pretty good, you know, a really good defensive team, it might be enough. I don't know. But there's a lot of teams that we're going to play this year that are going to test us points-wise a lot more than today or Ohio State.
Coach, what are your thoughts on Super getting a front office job with the Denver Nuggets?
You know, she's one of the smartest individuals I've ever come across. So somebody really, really smart must have thought that she would be a great addition. I don't think there's any job in America that if you said we're going to put Sue Bird in charge of it, or part of that you would go wrong or you would ever regret doing it. She's just incredibly bright, and she's a great way with people, and she knows the game, she knows people, she knows how to interact. Adults, front office, players, doesn't really matter. I don't know all the details of what the job entails, but my guess is she's not going to practice every day and running practice. She's not going to work that hard. She already has a full-time job. She's not looking for more work. I think this is a great opportunity for her to explore something that is completely out of the box for her. So I think it's pretty cool.
Coach, you're heading into the Paradise Jam tournament 2-0. Is there anything that you saw today that you're gonna make sure you prepare for or get better at before the tournament?
You know, being early in the season, we don't really know that much about the teams we're playing. So I think you just go down there and you play. I think this time of the year, you just play. It's good to try to figure things out as the game's going on. Make some adjustments as the game's going on. Let the players, make some suggestions to you. You want to go down there and you want to win all three games. You want to have a great time. Obviously, it's a great place to go. And you want to win all three games, but at the same time, you want to continue to get better.
Best defensive team you ever had?
The best defensive team we ever had? We've had a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I know you have.
Obviously, if you go undefeated a bunch of times, you have a pretty good. I think the 1995 team was really, really good because we were so big, and we were big and tough, hard-nosed kids. uh, the uh, the the 2002 team, because we had three guys up front that were like three Lawrence Taylors. You know, you got Asia, Tamika, and Swin back there, and it was sometimes people really had no answer for those three. And I remember the Tina, Maya, Kalina Green, Renee Montgomery, that crew. I remember coaches tell me all the time, you know, everybody talks about your offense because the problem playing you guys is you can't get a shot. Forget an open shot, you can't get a shot. And then over the years, it's gotten a little bit different because I don't know that the intensity level of kids growing up is the same as it used to be. I think people have you watch NBA games, you watch college football games, you watch any game. There's more of an offensive mentality now. I don't think that, trying to just choke the life out of somebody on the court and trying to hold them scoreless like that team did, those teams did. I don't know that mentality exists anymore. So right now, I think the best you can hope for is you can be a really good defensive team. I don't know that there's going to be any great defensive teams.
Is it Crystal who best represents that kind of
Crystal
attitude defensively?
Yeah, I think so. I think I talk to her all the time. The difference between her and Renee Montgomery a lot of times is Renee. There was nothing cautious about Renee. See you guys. Thank you. You too. See ya. I think as Crystal starts to let go of some of her, she's cautious. She's a thinker. Okay. And if she could just get out there and get after people really hard. But at the same time, the rules have changed. Back then, they weren't quite so quick to get you with a couple fouls. Now it's hard. You just have to adapt to the way the game's being called now.
About playing the 3 games in 3 days, especially with.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you're going to get pushed.
Yeah.
Does it force you to use that reserves a little more? And
you would like to. You'd like to be able to do that, and that remains, an objective that I have all the time about how to best develop some of those guys. I can't say too much about those guys. I know. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Every question you ask me, just shrug my shoulders. What do you want me to say?